Oh, we starting?
Hmm?
Are we starting?
I don't know, man.
We don't really have anything.
We didn't plan anything out, right?
I don't.
Don't we have to put something out like tomorrow, like later?
Yeah,
Today, right?
today.
We have nothing.
We have nothing. I was just gonna look up some memes. Maybe we could do a quick steal people's jokes and do them on stage, or
I guess. I mean, like, I don't think that's a good idea.
all right. What should we do?
You got any? Well, that wasn't. I would ask you if you had any good ideas, but I guess that's the best idea you had, right?
Yeah. Well, I also got a vape.
Vape tricks. Vape tricks.
And now for a new segment of vape tricks.
Oh, we doing that? That's what we doing?
That's what we're doing
This
now.
sounds fun. And man, I vape all the time. You know that?
I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, this is something I'm just recently finding out.
Pretty cool, right? You think that's cool?
I think it was cool in 2013.
Oh shit, I'm outdated then, huh?
Well, comment down below if you think C is outdated. Show him a vape trick, C. Nothing came out. Yo, nothing came out. Hold on, we need another vape trick. We need another vape trick.
This is good. This tastes delicious. What flavor is this?
Blueberry mint.
This is good. Try it. Cheers.
Sponsored by Vape Tricks. It's not a vape trick. That wasn't a vape trick.
It's like it's like I didn't. It's like I didn't. It's like I didn't feel anything at all.
It's like you didn't finish high school.
I feel like it. I feel like I lost a couple of brain cells.
You in pain?
Hitting that. I'm so high right now.
Yeah.
What kind of that there's Oh, that's how you get secondhand high.
Cool trick.
I heard that's how you get secondhand high.
Okay, yeah.
You just inhale the fumes
This
that
shit
are
is
going in
rough
the air.
as fuck.
It's making me sweat.
Vape tricks. Vape tricks.
fucking sweating.
That's the Nick addiction.
Completely. I mean, this is not my first time hitting the vape. What's in that vape? Is that 420?
No, it's not. This is cyanide. It's a little bit of arsenic, and blueberry flavoring.
Well, I tell you, man, boy, that. Whoo! I am high right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never been before. I'm on cloud 7 or whatever they called it.
Yeah,
What is it?
it's 7.
It's 7.
Yeah, it's definitely 7.
You mind if I take another hit of that? I think I'm addicted now.
I don't know. I don't know how
Like, it hurts. It doesn't taste good, but now I need more. Right?
Kind of like heroin.
Yeah, exactly. So he did a cool trick. Now check this one out.
Those aren't tricks. You're not doing any tricks. You're not doing any tricks.
I call that. I call that one the wheelbarrow.
Okay. The wheelbarrow.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, you see it, folks. That was our new segment, vape tricks.
Fuck. If my throat's supposed to be closing up, right?
Yeah.
That's normal.
That's how you know it's working.
Okay. So vape tricks.
Vape tricks.
Vape tricks. Vape tricks.
Yeah, we did vape tricks for 5 minutes. So what else we got, huh? That's it. There's nothing else. All right, guys. That was our show. That was our episode. Tune in next week. When we have our guest
for something else.
Yeah, we'll do more vape tricks for sure. So stay tuned. Did you hear the new band that just came out?
The band?
Yeah, it's a good band, good metal band that just came out.
What's it called?
Syndrome of a Down. You never heard of them before?
Are you working at your? Is this a joke? You're working?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a band that just came out. They just came out.
Syndrome of a Down.
Yeah,
they just came out with a new episode.
I said episode.
Yeah,
it's the vape, man. The vape got me high.
Yeah, I'm high as all.
That arsenic that shit really be kicking sometimes.
That shit hit.
But yeah, no, they have that one song that it goes. A Spider-Man. That was a good one, right?
You got the dogs barking and shit. Yeah, that shit was fire.
The landlords are here. Well, that's the end of the show, I guess, guys.
we just all right. Watch something else.
Yeah, go to watch some David Dobrik videos or something. Right? What do you think about that?
Hey, I think David Dobrik's like probably top 10 greatest bits of all time.
Top 10 greatest bits?
Yeah.
Of all time?
Of all time. Should we make this a bits episode?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think that's where we're going. We're going for bits.
We're going for bits.
The best bits in history.
So if you don't know what bits are, it's usually something comedic, something like an act out or a sketch, something that people find funny.
No, I just said I'm still dying.
Yeah, I can see it. See it in your face. Your eyes are bleeding.
Yeah, fuck. What were we saying?
David
Dobrik. So top 10 bits. These are the top 10 funniest bits of all time. So we got all of David Dobrik's bits. All of them. Listen, he is a YouTube champion. He is the king and the god, the overlord of YouTube.
For sure. He's also the king of saying sorry.
Yeah, apologizing for when he's and not meaning it.
You don't think he means it?
Yeah, but I don't think half of the time when a YouTuber or anybody apologizes for something they mean it. I just think they're trying to like clean their face up, and usually it has the opposite effect. Everybody's just like, oh, fuck him, he doesn't deserve for us to forgive him. Instead of you just being like, all right, whatever. I almost murdered my friends. I almost murdered my best friends. What are you gonna do about it?
He usually, yeah, that's what he goes for. But you know what's also crazy is that like he's gotten a couple of his best friends paralyzed, and people are still rocking with the.
Is that so?
With Dobrik. Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see people talking about it all the time. Like, yo, yeah, I did this video for David Dobrik. And I thought it was real funny. It's really funny.
And now I'm in a wheelchair for the rest of my life,
which is also kind of
funny.
Funny.
He offered me a Lamborghini, but it doesn't have the assist for the gas and pedal.
Yeah.
So it's just a sick joke he played on me.
No, there was also that one time
I can't drive it because I'm paralyzed.
Yeah. There was also that one time where he got his friend to get hit by a Lamborghini as a prank.
That was real? He really did that?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Based.
See, top 10 bits. And also there was that one time where he gave like 7.5 million or 75 million for firearms. He sold 75 million worth of firearms to Israel.
Oh yeah, I did hear about a $7.5 billion missile.
Billion?
Yeah, it was million, right?
I don't know.
One of the two. Let's just go with billion.
Yeah,
$7.5 billion deal with the Israeli army, supporting them in protecting against terrorism. and he did it as a bit. He just thought it would be a funny thing to do. No, I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, but at what cost? But sometimes, to get a real good bid in, you gotta
lay it all on the line.
You gotta lay it all on the line.
So number 9 on the list of greatest bits of all time is
What's the acronym for greatest bits of all time? What can we call it?
GBOAT. G-boat.
Bots. Bots.
Goodbye.
Bots. On
Greatest bits of all time.
you added the T in there for some reason. So number 9 on our list of bots is the Three Stooges in Phone Booth.
Phone booth.
Phone Booth is a
I'm gonna
classic.
put it right here.
Yeah, Phone Booth is a classic Three Stooges bit. So what do you think of it? I think it's hilarious. Look at these goofballs. These goofballs. 3 men.
4 men.
It started off as 1 man in a phone booth.
No. It's 4 men trying to go into one phone booth.
Yeah, right now, and look at them. As you can see, can we pause it there?
Yeah, we can pause it.
As you can see, Curly is trying to force his way into the booth, and it's very difficult for him to force his way in there because there's already
And there's also a
fuck, try not to make me laugh. There's already 3 people in there. So as you can see, they're having a tough time getting in there.
Yeah.
Mo is trying to use the phone. Curly's trying to use the phone. Larry's trying to use the phone. And then we have a bystander, a man with a hat on.
And groceries.
Items. Which, by the way, how is he supposed to use the phone with that bag of groceries
Whole
in his
bag
hand?
of groceries,
And those
yeah,
3 men in there?
Yeah. Also, like, if we don't really use phone booths anymore. But if I saw 3 people walking into a phone booth, I definitely wouldn't try to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think it's
But
in the norm.
I think it adds to comedic relief.
Definitely.
Right?
Let's continue. So as you see, they're telling him he needs to hurry up because this is taking way too long. There's too many people in the booth. Whoa.
And you see Curly slipping down, getting.
So, I don't know if you noticed there. Curly went down and they stepped on his fingers. So when he got his fingers stepped on, he said, "Ouch!"
That was funny.
Yeah, that was a good.
And then he bit the guy in the bags.
Yeah, exactly.
The cowboy hat in the bags.
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts of the bit. Look at his face. Like, he's in distress right now because he's...
Be careful.
You heard that joke? That was a good one. You get it? Be careful up there because the guy's up there and for some reason, Larry's on the floor.
That's a good bit.
That was good. That was good. Oh, look at that.
Hey,
He got cake in his face.
talk about having cake on your face, huh?
You know? Talk about having your cake and eating it too.
And then now Curly is also
And then,
having
cake in his
cake
face.
in his face.
Now, this is a tactic that they used to use back in Germany. So this man, he's an ex-World War II veteran, and what they will teach you usually is if a man is if there's too many men in a phone booth at the same time and things get out of control, you bite him in the nose.
And what about if you?
Those are bops. Those are called
Oh.
bonks.
What if you bonk him in the nose?
And it's hilarious because what are all these men doing in the phone booth?
And how is that phone booth still? Oh no!
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
So now the guy's dead.
Now that's the end of it. I can imagine, right? We could just.
No.
Oh,
Twist.
he got me. Oh, he hit the jackpot, everybody.
Twist.
What is this? A M Night? Is this directed by M Night? Shyamalan? Somalia?
Hey, listen to this. Nickels were a lot of money back then. So we're looking at probably like that guy probably made like $100.
Yeah. So talk about hitting the jackpot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What year would you say this was around?
I want to say the 60s.
Really?
50s, maybe the 50s. Yeah, I mean,
Well, that was a lot of money
There was
then.
sound. There was sound.
That was a lot of money then. You know,
Yeah.
you can make a back then. You could make a living working in a laundromat. So
Definitely.
things were better.
Things were better.
So now, all right, that's enough of you guys.
That's enough of
of you guys. All right.
So you want to go to our list?
So we go back and we're at number 8.
Number 8. The number 8 is a special one. It is the one and only fighter extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm. One of the greatest boxers
One
of all
of the
time.
greatest box of our generation. We can't speak of all time. 'Cause
Pound for pound.
Pound for pound. Logan Paul
Logan Paul.
in the Suicide Forest.
Mm-hmm. That was a good bit.
That was great.
He went out there and he was just like, he was all like, and there's just guys that like, you know, they were just frustrated, hanging from trees. You ever seen the video?
Jesus Christ.
Did you ever see the video?
No.
You want to see?
We can, but I think everybody
too
knows
long?
what video we're talking about.
Okay.
We'll just put it up here. You guys seen it? Number 8. I voted for it to be number 11, but it made it to number 8 somehow. Because clearly I haven't seen it. So you want to talk to us about the vid?
Yeah. So Logan Paul, he's walking around the Suicide Forest, and the whole thing was just to go look for dead bodies. I think I'm breaking out into hives from that vape. Look at my hand.
I don't see a hand. I don't see any hives, but maybe you should just put lotion on your arm.
Could be. And I'm also shaking still.
Well, you always shake.
It's because of that. It's the arsenic. It's the arsenic. Yeah. So he wanders.
Pure cyanide and argon.
Argon oil.
Argon is like a gas, I think.
Oh shit. Okay.
Logan Paul.
Right. He wanders off into the Suicide Forest, and there's just some guys with some belts around their neck. I'm guessing they had some hard times at work. Man, what, you know, Japanese people in their culture, it's a very suicide-y culture. What's up with that?
Very open to suicide. They also, you know, I think it's honorable to kill yourself in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
And also it's like there's so much societal pressure. Like
That is true.
Your parents will literally leave you on the street, and then like if you don't have parents, they can't live without their parents, you know.
Right. If you want to dye your hair blonde, they're gonna consider you a complete gangster.
Talk about a mama's boy.
And they're gonna send you out on the street. You're gonna be homeless at 16 for dyeing your hair blonde. So don't move to Japan.
Unless you're Japanese,
Yeah.
then you can do whatever you want.
But
Best of both worlds.
But really, do they? I mean, I don't know if they. You know, if you're not Japanese, you know, they rather. Let's just say they rather you be Japanese if you're there.
Definitely.
Number 7. Number 8. I guess it was just him walking into the Suicide Forest and seeing people dead in the trees.
Yeah.
You know.
That was really a good bit. You know, you shouldn't have gotten his YouTube revoked for that, but I think it's back now.
I think it's something people need to see.
Yeah, and I think it's funny that like YouTube wants to like take some of our shit down and censor some of our shit. But like Logan Paul, like, yeah guys, I went into the Suicide Forest, and look, there's a bunch of dead people, totally violating YouTube's violations or whatever the fuck. And now he's got a $1 million YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. And meanwhile, EDP is fucking. They
numbers?
No, they canceled him, which
good.
they shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. Why?
You know,
Tell us about that.
because I mean, he was just going to get a cupcake.
From a 13-year-old?
Yeah,
That's explainable. He is fat.
exactly.
And I'm not fat phobic, so I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, you are.
I'm fat phobic? Only towards myself.
You have bigorexia.
I don't know what that is. Body dysmorphia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think I look fatter than I am. And my plug came from Tokyo. I call him Ching.
Call him Ching and Choing. That song was fire as fuck. And that fucking line is crazy.
Not Asian head.
Yeah, bro. Fucking, they come from Tokyo and their name is Ching and Choing. That's crazy.
Hey, that's some real shit. That's some real shit.
Number 7.
Number 7 on greatest bits of all time.
We have 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine did a good bit recently.
Controversial guy.
Yeah, 6ix9ine did a pretty good bit. Well, he the first good bit he did was just locking up all of the Bloods and getting away with it.
Yep.
And showing them that they're not gonna do anything.
Street guys aren't anything anymore.
Yeah, I guess not. So that's the first good bit, but the real good one that he recently did was he put up a GoFundMe for Lil Reese after Lil Reese got shot trying to steal somebody's car. He put up a GoFundMe to get Lil Reese a car for like a Honda. The picture was like a Honda.
Can we plug that GoFundMe link or what?
We can. If you guys
heard it here first. If you know Lil Reese, if you don't know him, he's down bad. He might be immortal.
He definitely is immortal.
He just keeps getting shot.
He is the reincarnation of Nosferatu for sure. Or he's a werewolf or something. You need a silver bullet to take him out.
Yeah, you're gonna need something a little harder than bullets.
He's not going nowhere anytime soon.
So 6ix9ine, a pretty good troller, if I may say so myself, started a GoFundMe for him, and now we're gonna link that GoFundMe. You know, just throw like $5 to it, Lil Reese, so he can stop stealing cars, right?
Yeah, maybe we could get him a Honda, maybe a Saturn or something like that.
Saturn Ion.
Maybe a buggy. Buggies are nice.
Saturn Ion, best car you could ever have.
Saturn Ion,
no matter what year.
Sure is.
Get yourself a Saturn Ion.
And yes, we're mentioning it because we're plugged by Saturn, Saturn Ion.
We have to check if Saturn hasn't gone out of business. They might have gone out of business.
Even if they have gone out of business, they're still paying us.
They're still paying us.
They're still paying us for a
They
plug.
gave us a free Saturn Ion to drive,
and it broke down the second day. But
I'm gonna go.
It is what it is. We like free shit.
I'm gonna go on Craigslist and look up a Saturn Ion. I'm trying to buy a real cheap car.
So we could to do what?
Something with it.
Yeah, just destroy it on the show.
Destroy it on the show. Pretty much. Burn, light it on fire. Burn it.
If you can find a car that's barely working. If any of you guys out there have a car that's barely working that we would
you want us
willing
to
sell it for a couple $100 or whatever, we'll destroy it.
Hey, nothing's better than watching a car get destroyed, right?
Definitely.
All right, let's move on.
Number 8?
No, number 6. We can't go up.
Oh, true.
Go down. So that was number 7.
8 doesn't come before 6?
Now 7?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Right? Exactly. So now we're going in the opposite direction. We're going in the other way.
Okay. The other way. So number 8.
Number 6.
Okay, number 6. The boy himself, our guy.
Who's our guy?
G-Dub?
G-fucking-Dub.
G-Dub.
George W. Bush.
George W.
Hey, one of the best bits of all time, other than 9/11, was when George Bush got the news that it was going to be 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And he was at an elementary school. He was reading to some kids. Was he in Florida?
Could have been. I don't know.
It might have been in Florida, based. And some guy goes and tells him the news. He's like, and you see George W. eyes open wide, and he goes back and finishes that kid.
Hold on. I gotta see what happens to the choo-choo train.
I gotta finish reading these kids.
I gotta find out what happens if you give a mouse a cookie.
I'm G.W. Bush.
You remember that book? If you give a mouse a cookie?
I didn't read it back then. I didn't know how to read. What about George Bush?
Oh yeah, George Bush.
What makes that bit one of the top 10 bits on our list?
I don't know. He just thought it would be funny if like maybe, you know, I think it's funnier at the fact maybe that he was trying to avoid dealing with it right there and then because he had no idea what to do.
So what could he have done?
I don't know. He's the president. He's supposed to fucking do something. Right. So he's just like, instead of acting towards it right away, he kind of blacked out. He was like, let me make pretend I didn't just hear that and just deal with it later.
Let me not startle the kids.
I can't scare these kids.
And it was kind of funny because we had a brief mention. I think I remember people trying to criticize him for continuing to read to the kids.
But it's important. The kids need the kids need somebody to read to them.
Yeah. And also another important thing was that I think it was they were all white kids.
Were they?
So even more, you have to invest in kids that are going to be successful in the future.
Right.
So I'm glad that he did that because if there was anybody that looked like us. I don't know, man.
Be the
I
good
don't know.
one.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna be successful if they look like us, you know.
So, on to the next one then.
On to the next one, number 5.
Number 5.
Little number Cinco urinal.
The dude that he punched the guy at Dunkin' Donuts and murdered him. That was a pretty good one.
Well, no, that's number 4.
Okay.
And so number 5 is the Dominican dude that knocked out Rick Moranis.
Oh shit, yeah. That shit was fucking funny, dude.
That was a good bit.
That was a good bit. Why was it a good bit? Because Rick Moranis' face is just so
Very
fucking
punchable.
punchable.
And I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, but you Rick Moranis motherfucker. Bah! He had to punch him.
You
He
Rick
didn't know that-
Moranis motherfucker are looking.
Yeah, you Rick Moranis.
I hear you
motherfucker.
say that all the time. What is that?
I don't know. I've heard that phrase before. And I've heard violence shortly after that phrase. So it's only I think
violence.
So I think that the Dominican guy, he's in New York, a very shitty place to be, right? He's probably homeless. He probably doesn't have anything to eat. And then some motherfucker that looks like Rick Moranis, he didn't know it was Rick Moranis, walks and he's just like, oh.
Mind you, he probably didn't smoke any hookah that day.
Right, he didn't have one of these. He didn't get his nick fixed.
Yeah, he didn't smoke any hookah. He probably didn't have any perks that day. It was a bad day. And that happens to the best of us Dominican men.
No perk, no Xanax.
No hookah.
No hookah.
That's how you get us fucking raging.
Yeah.
That's how you get us mad.
To get me mad, you only need to like starve me for a little bit. So imagine not having my nick fixed.
Yeah, we're pretty starving right now, and all we're living off of. Yeah, maybe this would help. This would probably help if I hit this.
If you're stop being hungry.
I'll stop being hungry. And also, I learned a new trick.
You want to do another trick? You want to do another vape trick?
Back to vape tricks for 1 second.
Vape tricks. Vape tricks.
I think the coughing does a little bit more for you, huh? And the eye, the tears. I don't know.
I don't know what's happening right now, dog.
Yeah, this has micro glass in it.
But I'm full now. That did make me full. It did make me full. I got all of my macros and my micros from there. Just off of that puff bar.
Do you have your macros today?
Or your micros.
I don't know what micros are.
Well, you get the micros from there.
The micro glass.
Yeah, you get the micros
This
from
has
there.
fiberglass in it. We're smoking fiberglass. It's like dip has fiberglass in it, and you put it right there, and it has.
Yeah, I could really use some dip right now too.
Yeah, yo, I'd be throwing.
I'm gonna chew dip on the show. We promise.
We were supposed to for White Boy Summer, but we didn't.
Yeah, but we're going to. We got you guys. So I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the guy who knocked out Rick Moranis. You know what's another reason that he deserved to get fucking laid the fuck out?
Why?
He was in Spaceballs. And not that I'm a Star Wars fan or anything and that was disrespectful, but it's just a bad movie overall.
When it came out, it had good reviews. But looking back on Spaceballs, it's really weird. Really weird. Weren't they like playing baseball? No, that's basketball.
That's basketball. that's one of the best fucking movies of all time.
So you like basketball?
I love basketball.
Oh fuck! I don't know where I stand on any of these issues.
I fucking love basketball.
Number four.
You said I don't know what we can agree on about the basketball shit.
So number 4 is another Dominican guy. It's only right. Call us biased, but we think Dominicans have good bits. Okay.
Yeah. They're also terrible people.
Yeah, we are terrible people. So number 4, it was specifically is this guy, the Dominican guy who punched the shit out of a 77-year-old man for calling him a N-word.
Hard R.
And
2 R's at the
he
end.
was like, I know negro, papi. I Dominican, papi.
Wow. Knocked his ass out.
And obviously he's a 77-year-old man, fucking falls back and cracks his
cracks
head
his head
with the concrete on the floor. And now that guy's in hell, but we got a good bit out of it.
We got a good bit out of it, you know. Wasn't bad.
I thought it was good. It was number 4. It was number 4 on our list. It beat George W.
Yeah, it did. How do you feel about that? You know, just someone, you know, fucking killing somebody over
Me
being
personally,
called a word.
Me personally, you know, I've never let shit like that get to me. But you know, I don't know, man. Motherfucker's working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, he could have been fucking already having a bad day and
He's
shit.
probably having
really
a
a
bad
bad
day.
fucking year.
He's working at a Dunkin' Donuts in Tampa. You know, he gets no respect
Maybe even because it's the only job he can probably get.
in Tampa for sure.
You know?
Tampa, they will not hire you for anything
You know.
other than service jobs if you're Dominican.
So you're already frustrated, and then you know this guy comes and calls you the N-word with 2 R's at the end, and gets him fucking lit. But you know, you gotta fucking control yourself,
This is
man.
the thing
Don't
about-
blow a fuse.
You can't
Keep
like
it cool.
risk jail time for anybody. I learned that at a young age. You can't sacrifice your life for anybody.
Except for Jesus.
Yeah, unless you give your life to Jesus.
Yeah, it's the only person you should be sacrificing yourself for.
Exactly. But other than that, you know, if somebody calls you a bad word, just fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Who cares?
Fuck that shit.
Who gives a shit?
You know, I know deep down you may feel like a pussy, but be the bigger man. Walk away.
Yeah, unless you've had a couple drinks, which then I understand that you
Yeah.
fucking flip a shit and probably end up in jail.
Yeah, that's most of the
That's
time.
that's what alcohol does to
Yeah,
people.
definitely.
At least that's what it does to me. I can't even drink like that to perform anymore.
Do you remember the guy that we spoke to that one time? That he was like the British dude. He's like, yeah, mate. I was in jail for a little bit, but I beat the case. I beat the case because he called me the N-word, and I stabbed him. I stabbed him, bruv. And I left him on the floor leaking, bruv.
It wasn't that they called him the N-word, but it was also 3 against 1. So he got off because they pretty much tried to jump him.
Oh, okay.
That was a crazy case. I
Yeah,
miss you,
he
dog.
totally made it seem like it was just like, oh, he called me the N-word, so I
At the
stabbed him
beginning-
to
yeah,
death.
At the beginning, he made it
Ugh,
seem
I'm
like
a
it
bad
was. He
boy.
made it seem like it was like, yeah, no, I go off, mate. But nah, then we dug a little deeper, and he was gonna get jumped by 3 other dudes that probably also had knives, because everybody in fucking
Yeah.
London has a knife.
Knife or like an old raggedy illegal gun. Somehow,
And they were just
like-
gonna stab him just for being black. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's funny.
That's a good bit. It's not on our
That's a
list.
pretty good bit. It's not on our list, but maybe it'll make the list next time.
It's a good bit. All right, you want to go to number 3?
Number three.
I can't see it from here, so you don't have to.
Number 3. That time, that Roman Emperor Nero, so there was this really funny bit he did back in the day. We didn't know. He didn't even need a jester. He was a fucking comedian himself. Funniest
Good guy.
fucking emperor
Good fucking guy.
ever. Good fucking guy. So he killed his wife, but that's not the bit. He killed his wife and then saw a young man around the age of 13 years old in the street, and he was like, look, it's my wife. Where have you been? Where have you been? I missed you. And then his like guards and stuff, or the people that he was with, were like, no, wait, hold on. You killed your wife. And he's like, nope, that's my wife. Grab that boy, bring him to me. And they cut that boy's dick off and made him Nero's wife.
Holy fuck.
But this guy is full of bits. Because
full of bits.
check this out, right? He got bored of that ass, right? And then he said he met another guy, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna be his wife, and cut his dick off.
Nero then cut his dick off.
Yep, and became this man's wife.
And how would he pee? Does the scripture say anything about
I
it?
don't know about that.
Yeah,
I didn't read that deep into it.
Wait, but he was Roman. He wasn't Egyptian.
Yeah, he was Roman.
Oh.
It was a Roman man.
Well,
Yeah, and
can't say they got everything from Egypt, huh?
so he does that, and then he's somebody's wife, right?
And that's how he finishes?
Yeah, that's the end of that part.
First transgender.
Now, check this bit out though.
Second transgender. The first one
They
was a
flipped
kid.
the script and they pulled a prank on him after that. You know what they did? They poured molten gold down his throat.
to kill him.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How the fuck did?
They melted gold and they poured it down his mouth.
Wait, but like, why the fuck did they? I don't. Why?
Because he's the emperor. You got to go out with a bang.
You gotta kill him like in a certain way.
Yeah, with all the gold that there's people fucking starving in the streets of Rome. There's some parts. They were pretty well off society, I guess.
I highly doubt they were well off.
To a certain extent, but there was some people that were completely poor.
Yeah.
And with that money that they could have used to feed those families, they poured it down that man's throat.
Good.
Because you got to go out with a bang.
Because you gotta kill. You gotta kill people like that.
That was a good switcheroo from the Roman Empire.
Yeah, that was a good number 3. That was a real good number 3. And at number 2, we have
Pearl
Harbor. That was really funny. I thought
that was a good one.
I thought it was really funny. I wasn't alive back then, but just to hear how America got duked into World War II.
Yeah, and once again, like we said earlier about the Japanese killing themselves, that's how Pearl Harbor happened.
Yeah, it was a suicide mission.
They were just like, let's go.
Hey, I love the dedication. Nobody is more fucking dedicated to the job than a Japanese person.
Mm-hmm, definitely, to the point that they're gonna fucking
suicide.
Yeah, and that's that's dedication.
That's what it's all about.
I respect that a lot.
And
I wish I had the balls to be like a Japanese man.
And not only like in Pearl Harbor, but throughout the entire World War II, those motherfuckers, if they were like down bad, they would like act like they're surrendering, and fucking like have grenades in their shit and just blow up.
That tiny little island. They did a lot in those years.
Yeah, fucking beasts.
That shit was crazy.
They are masters of mind control. I don't know what they do to their soldiers, but it's clear that
so you gotta be willing to die for this shit.
Yeah, and they don't have an army like that anymore.
No.
But they're starting to get one.
That's the problem, and that's the problem in Japan is that people have gotten so weak, and they're not down to.
Well, there's not like a government sanctioned army, but like they amongst themselves are starting like a little army because there's a lot of people scared of fucking China over there.
They don't have an army anymore? Like for real?
That was after World War II. They weren't allowed to have an army.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What, are we their army?
I'm guessing, right? This neutral dog. They can't fight nobody.
That's
ever.
crazy.
Again.
That's crazy.
Hey, you want to go to number 1?
Honorable mention.
You want an honorable mention? Before we do number 1, we're gonna honorable mention
Nagasaki
and Hiroshima.
Because what they did to us was pretty funny, but what we did to them, that was really funny.
That was actually way funny.
We got them.
Yeah, we got them. Like you can see the effects. Like you still can't really live in Hiroshima or Nagasaki. Like the water's fucked. The people come out with weird diseases, and I just think that's a good environment for comedy, if nothing else.
Yeah, so we need more comedy clubs. Maybe we can open them up over there in
Hiroshima,
in the radiation plants that were destroyed.
Definitely. Who would you get to headline if you could?
Tony Hinchcliffe
headlining Japan. He'd be like, "Oh, we just don't want trouble."
Yeah, I wonder how he would have went about that.
Yeah, the gunpowder.
That would have been dope. Number one.
The only Juan.
Number 1 bit of all time. The creation of humankind.
Yeah. We should have went back and got that fucking alligator-looking fish.
Yeah, that little fish
that started to crawl out of the water.
He's pretty much a salamander. The little salamander, that slimy salamander.
Big old boy. It was a big old boy.
That fuck who decided
to walk out of the water.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Oh, it kind of cold in here. Look, oh, I wonder what's up there."
There's probably more food over there.
And then he got there, and then it was like, "Oh, okay, I could do this."
And then hundreds of million years later,
he starts walking.
Over here.
He starts fucking walking, starts talking,
telling stories to each other,
starts cooking meat eventually. Yeah. And then here we are. Yeah, so he wanted some food, he wanted some fresh air, he wanted some water, and now we're here. Now I gotta fucking live off the government, live off government assistance.
Now I gotta go.
Now I'm on Section 8.
Now I'm
on EBT. I'm on WIC. And thanks to that son of a bitch. And you know, it's just disgusting. He made disgusting creatures.
And
You know,
life
he
is
made
pretty funny.
He made little cancer cells on top of the planet Earth, and those little cancer cells are us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We cause cancer to ourselves.
We
and
destroy everything. We destroy each
things,
other,
We kill things.
and
And I think that's also really funny.
yeah, it is. It's hilarious. Nothing matters. He made it so that everything was like one big joke. You're born. You learn to love people. You learn about love. You learn things that you like. You enjoy your life, and then you die.
You die.
And then nothing happens after that.
you always
And nothing
die.
happens before that.
You always die. Other than your parents having sex with each other.
Right. Remember that your parents had to get into some deep coitus to make you like deep, like you know, dildo in her butt or like dildo in her cooch while he's hitting the butt type of stuff. That's what was happened.
That's how you
for you to be made.
You came
You
out.
watching this show.
Yeah.
Your parents were drunk or on pills, and
both.
you know they had sex. Your mom didn't stop eating McDonald's. She didn't stop taking pills. She didn't stop drinking and smoking cigarettes. And now you were born with fetal alcohol syndrome and addicted to vape pens, and you gotta sit there and wait for us to drop an episode whenever the fuck we feel like it. An episode about absolutely nothing. Because, you know, because God decided to do that. It's his fault. So don't be mad at us. Don't be mad at your parents. Don't be mad at Pfizer and Big Pharma. Be mad at God.
Be mad at God. This has been episode 13
of the TrashFire podcast.
Thank you.
Remember that nothing matters at all.
Doesn't.
Nobody cares about you.
And life is absurd.
You will die alone. But while you're here, just fucking vibe, bro.
Might as well have a laugh.
Just fucking vibe, bro. Turn on some fucking incense. Stare at your crystals. You know, listen to the voices in your head.
Buy the crystals that we are making
out of our cum. We've been coming in jars onto a little action figure of Obama. And we're scraping off the crystals at the bottom and we're selling them on our website, trashfiremedia.com. I also subscribe to all our stuff.
Subscribe.
Should we take one more hit of the vape?
One more hit, bub.
Salud.
Take a big one. Take a big chonker.
Bye, everybody.